Let's continue with our discussion under the topic how to become a successful mobile money agent. And under this, here we are going to discuss about allowed mobile money operators and also 12 steps that we can use to develop this mobile money that we are discussing. And so let's begin. Allowed mobile money operators. It means they are the types of entities which are allowed to build and operate a mobile money service. That's the meaning. Very simple. So we have some entities which are allowed to build and operate mobile money services. Okay, those allowed ones are the allowed mobile money operators. And so here we have the bank only, and also banks and non-banks. Okay, the banks only here means that only banks or financial institutions are allowed to operate a mobile money service in that particular area or sector. And so you might be in a particular city or a town where they use bank only. Here, that that area will mean that you being a non-bank cannot operate a mobile money. We also have banks and non-banks. In addition to banks, other non-financial institutions are also allowed to operate a mobile money service. Okay, typically if they meet certain requirements specified by regulators. Okay, and so here in general, the non-financial institutions in questions are mobile network operators. Okay, here may include the MTN Cash, the Airtel Cash, and Vodafone Cash. Okay. And so the allowed types of mobile money agents um, which are allowed to act as consumer-facing agents of mobile money operator and or perform certain functions, key functions. So we have key affiliated only. Here, mobile money agent must have a formal affiliation with a regulator bank. Okay, we have some there. Even in situations where a mobile money service is operated by a non-bank, regulators might require agents to be bank affiliated in order to handle certain functions such as customer registrations or cash in or cash out. Okay, they do that. We also have bank affiliated and non-bank affiliated. Here, mobile money agents don't need to be affiliated with a regulated bank and can therefore be any retail merchant the operator chooses to contract with. Okay, so we have know your customer implementation, the regulatory restructure which governs the process which mobile money operators must go through to register customers. In order to comply with know your customer and anti-money laundering rules, there should be a standard and non-proportional. Here, every customer is required to provide the same amount of information to register, regardless of riskiness, account characteristics, and others. This approach typically means customers must provide the same type of information they would be opening a full bank account. Okay, and so regardless of the person, you have to take the information which is needed. Proportional information required for registration is scaled as riskiness and of the account rules. Here we have a maximum transaction or balance amount grow. In person, every customer must appear in person to physically register for an account. Okay, typically standard for registering for a full bank account. Okay, as they also use in a mobile money operation. Okay, the person must be there before you register him. Okay, you can't register the person which is not there. Be very careful and then note this down. Remote. Customers are allowed to register from their mobile phone without visiting a physical location. That is where you're operating at a remote area in a village, okay, where customers cannot walk through that journey because of registration. So there you use phone discussions to do that, such that below a certain level of riskiness customers can register on their phone. However, above that level they must appear in person. Okay, so even that must be in particular level. Above that the person must come. Okay, you can't just register somebody who is in the house and then he's doing nothing without any remote problem. The next thing over here, which we are going to discuss about, is 12 steps to mobile money development. Okay, to develop mobile money, you have to go through these 12 steps. One, you have to evaluate macro market conditions and macro influences. Be very careful on this. Here you establish what retail agents can and can't do. Very simple. The next thing, you identify target market segment and the customer value proposition. Here we have to, before setting up an agent network, know the customer. Okay, who they are, their needs, wants, and desires. Every intelligent channel strategy should begin with customer segmentation and market analysis. Okay, the third point is research and rank and customer satisfaction requirement. And so here you have to assess what the customer is going to require from you, from the agent in the network. And regarding support, you have to interview potential customers, including those in rural areas, to understand the most compelling marketing messages, how far they are willing to travel to perform cash in cash out functions, which outlet they would trust as retail agents, which outlets they would not trust, and how comfortable they are with the technology. You have to also determine out how much it costs them to know to obtain financial services, and how much they would need to save through a new service to change their current behavior. You have to listen to customer priorities in VS2. The fourth point here is specify and rank the tasks you want your distributors to perform. You determine the roles and responsibilities of the master agent and of retail agents. Okay, you consider what I'm going to talk about: acquire customers, perform know your customers, train customers, perform financial transactions, accept electronic payment, provide cash in or cash out services. You have to also display branding, provide brochures, keep transaction logs, and manage liquidity. The fifth point is research all existing infrastructure element that could be leveraged for an agent network, then develop expansion model, steady cash flows across the market. Consider flows from capital cities to rural areas, and rural areas back to capital cities. Okay, you have to take care of them. First, you have to also figure out not only how money moves to potential customers, but what they are spending money on, as well as where they are spending their money. Okay, cash movement in Papua New Guinea, in um, certain areas like that, have certain outcomes. Okay, so each area, Ghana can have a different outcome, Nigeria may have a different outcome, Togo. Okay, so it depends on the area. We also have to determine value proposition for both master agent and retail agent. That is 6 point. Realizing that each group will have different motivators and different requirements regarding financial incentives. You have to interview potential agents to understand their current business structure and needs. Focus on particular on their existing revenue streams and the potential they have of obtaining attractive new revenue opportunities through mobile money. The 7 point is identify master agent and retail agent. Okay, so here we have to expect to have a mix of outsourced master agent and distribution partners with an in-house team that provides support and oversight. The 8 point is obtain internal corporate recommitment. Obtain internal corporate recommitment. You make sure all the staff that will be involved in developing and supporting the agent network, either directly or indirectly, understand and support the channel strategy. Okay, let them know and understand. The ninth point, you approach and sign targeted master agent and retail agent. Okay, you have to sign based on the research and strategic effort in the earlier steps. Compile commission structures, policies, procedures, and support systems into a kit that can be used to entities grade agent. 10. Train the master and retail agent. Train them again and then retrain them as needed. Agents have limited time for meetings and trainings. Therefore, be completely prepared with true value added training. Training may need to be spread between technical elements that show that the agent how to perform transactions and KYC and more in the training that is carried out away from the retail outlets. Agents are likely to be seeking ways to improve their overall business. Consider building mobile money training into a broader base course on business planning, budgeting, sales skills, and management skills. The 11th point, you have to manage your channel. Here, in most cases, the MFSP will not own its channel partners. Therefore, it cannot control its channel. The best that the MSP can do is managing the channel. And the last point here is that's the 12th point. You have to market your product to push customers to your retailers. It is all about mind share. Okay, you share your mind. Do not underestimate the importance of marketing and advertising to bring customers to the products. Okay, sometimes people do underestimate this, and it's very, very wrong for you to do that. Thank you. And as I said earlier, my name is Quarmson Jonathan, and under this discussion, if you still need certain explanations, you can contact me, okay, personally on this number 0245927791 or 05527058002, or you can also reach me on the Gmail. The small letters, write them all in small letters, the great quamfgnw@gmail.com. God bless you for being a successful person in your area of working as an agent. Thank you.